sit down, coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot, never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle, have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday night, and that means it's time for Gino's Spot. Tonight we have a very special show for you, a very, very special show indeed, which we'll expand on a little later. But first of all, of course, we have to thank our sponsors, Fitch and Leeds, and I hope you got something to drink as well. I hope you got something in your hand to have a little bit of, something gin and tonic, a little bit of Fitch and Leeds. I've got some punters as well here as well. We've got a little bit of what you call. I'm going to have a little bit of this Fitch and Leeds, the classic rock shandy, which is their little what they call cocktails in a can. You don't even have to mix it. You got already mixed yourself indeed. All right, so we're gonna have some of that, and of course thank you to Spa, our sponsor as well. Spa has been absolutely magical, and I've done a few gigs with them recently. We went all the way to Cape Town. It's been fantastic. Wow, it's been great. We're Western Cape. We met some Namibianers. Anybody from Namibia there in town? The Nambians. They are fantastic. Holy smokes, they can have a party indeed. And they can tell a story. Let me tell you indeed. All right, so now we got Fitch and Leeds. Thank you, Fitch and Leeds. Thank you, Spa. Thank you to Amobia for our internet as well as Fat Cats. Fat Cats has also jumped on board. Hey, thank you, Grace. Grace from Fat Cats, all giving us a little bit of food, which is wonderful to have so our tummies don't get rumbly, eh? All right, so let's have a little bit of a look at the Fitch and Leeds story, which we've been checking out. They've got a lovely little advert that they put out. Let's have a look at the Fitch and Leeds story. You gotta love that. I've never done that to my drink, I've got to say, but it looks quite exciting. I think I must get one of those spray things from my drinks as well. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a very special show. We have pre-recorded this show because we couldn't do it in the studio because it's right out in St Francis. So we took our cameras with us and we did a special broadcast all the way from St Francis Bay at the St Francis Bay Brewery, which has been it's a lovely part of St Francis. It's like part of their fibre indeed, and it's a little meeting place for everybody to pop around. It's been done so nicely, and even during lockdown they've survived because they've kept on going. Linky and Lance all the way from St Francis Brewery. Indeed, I've noticed that their brand has just caught my eye in the beginning. I've loved that logo, and I love the way that they've pushed their brand right out. I was in Parijs in die Vrystaat daar aan die dag, en dan toe sien ek daai beach blonde wat hulle nou verkoop. Yes, show, it was lekker geweest. It was nice. It feels like a bit of Eastern Cape. And so, no further ado, let's pop over to St Francis Bay. Wow! Welcome to Gino's Spot in St Francis Bay, where we are at the St Francis Brewing Company with Linky and Lance. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Dina.
Fantastic to have you on. It's we don't often do these like go out of town moves. Like and pre-recorded as well for our Saturday night. So it's Saturday night now, and so it's a beautiful evening, don't you think? Saturday night.
Beautiful.
Yeah, lovely evening. You guys have just been for a surf.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
I know.
I mean, how often do you get to do that?
Not enough.
Not enough. Definitely not enough.
Not enough.
You've obviously always been into surfing as well.
Yeah, always. Surfing and beer.
Yes.
Big themes of my life.
Yeah.
And I can't
And
even
links.
surf. And
And I
links.
met him when we were 21.
Oh, really?
And I realized that if I didn't learn to surf, I'd be spending a lot of time taking photos from the beach.
On your own,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I decided to learn to surf.
I think
So-
it's a common occurrence
Yeah.
with girlfriends, wives, and the relationships and the other. You've got to do it together, otherwise you're going to be, especially with surfing,
Yeah.
because you never know when it's going to hit. It's like
Yeah.
today.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And our poor kid, he had to learn to surf.
Yes.
So yeah,
Poor kid.
he's a surfer too.
But I love it, and the whole. I mean, you've incorporated this whole thing into your life, this whole sort of surfing vibe into what you do, which is you're kind of doing what you love, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we really are actually. It took some time to
Took a
find
while.
it, but
Yeah.
we got
Should take a while.
there. And brewing beer and going
Yeah.
surfing, those are two.
Yeah.
Living in a small
And
town.
living in a town like this.
Town
yeah,
like this.
it's
I
great.
know.
Yeah.
And
Love
we go, well, let's just talk about. We'll go into the history a little bit later, but like we always do. But for now, I mean, the St Francis Brewing Company. It's a brewery first and foremost, and then a restaurant as well here in St Francis, which has been doing quite nicely as far as I can see. Lockdown being a bit hectic.
Yeah, it was very hectic. It was so much uncertainty, and
Yeah.
you know, like our staff are like our little family. So
Yeah.
you suddenly feel very responsible for everybody.
Yeah,
And we didn't know how long, if anyone was going to get any, TERS or unemployment
Yeah,
insurance. So
yeah.
it was very.
You know, I think
difficult.
that was the main problem is that you just didn't know how long. It's like
Yeah.
you can't. The rules were changing all the time.
Yeah.
First it's lockdown level 1, level 2, level 3, level 5 first, and nobody can even go out their front yard. Never mind get to
And
a
even
pub.
now, you don't know how to plan.
Yeah.
Because do we stock up for Christmas
Yes.
or
And you can't just
Yeah,
stock
so-
up because the stuff goes off. The stuff goes, your food, everything.
Yeah.
cash flow? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And how do
But
you?
we have stocked up.
Oh, good.
We've got
Just
a lot
bugger
of
it.
cakes in the
No,
back
we
there.
got
I think a lot of people are just saying
Cake
bugger it. We're just going to do it,
Yeah.
and we can't. Like when people are talking about December the 4th or whatever, December the 3rd.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens, and we just deal with that when it comes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you had support here as well? Because I mean, I know St Francis Bay is historically a very seasonal thing. Is it a seasonal thing still? Because it seems to be quite busy all the time.
Well, we've got a new group of
True.
people called the COVID locals.
Oh, really?
Who've all arrived since COVID, and it's
Oh, right.
200 families, or I mean, a lot of people.
A lot of people. Yeah.
So
People
it's-
working from home.
Yeah,
People,
yeah,
yeah.
working from home, working online. And
Yeah.
so we used to have these giant like spikes, season and
Yes.
then dead and season.
Yes.
Now it's much more steady.
Oh,
You almost don't want season anymore.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah,
happy
yeah.
to have this lovely.
it is. At least you can
Smooth,
kind of
yeah.
plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
we
kind of
just season's hectic.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
just running for
yeah, for your
4 or
lives.
5 weeks. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's great
yeah,
fun.
yes,
But,
but you're
and
quite hectic.
yeah, but it's
As long as you plan, as long as you're organised. But now
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
year we had amazing. April, July, even October now. So the town is definitely changing,
Yeah,
and it's good. People are realizing that they don't have to be in a big city. They can.
yeah.
They
Well,
can
that's the
work,
thing.
you
They
know,
can work from
yeah.
home now, so people are moving down to coastal towns from
slowing
Joburg.
down.
Slow down. Slow food. This the new slow food
Yeah.
thing. I don't know if you got into
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
This Gordon Wright. I don't know if you know Gordon
Yeah.
Wright. He was on our show before. Chef Gordon. He does
Yeah.
the Karoo Wine Fest, stoop
the
stoop
stoop-
tasting,
Yes, I've heard about that.
stoop
Sounds
tasting,
divine.
and
Yeah.
he's into the slow food story now as
Yeah.
well, which has been
There's
fantastic.
Maybe I
there's
should
actually a
sign
book
up.
I've read a whole. There's a whole slow movement, sort of
Yes.
going to the way the Italians do things. and
Yes.
Spanish.
I like this.
Yeah.
Italian
Slow down,
myself.
everyone. Yeah.
I love this.
Go siesta now.
Slow food. Have a siesta. Everybody
Yeah.
sleep for 2 hours, then I
love
come
that,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, why rush through life?
Yeah.
What's the end goal?
You know, and
Yeah.
and he's you've
Cheers.
given us a bit of the beer. This is the
Cheers.
beach
Yeah.
blonde. And I think yours a bit darker there. Is it? No, it is also.
Also beach blonde, actually.
What's the beach
Off-
blonde?
yeah.
Is
It's
that
off.
your prime
That was
beer?
pretty much the
flagship.
the signature one. Yeah, when Linky and I were traveling in America, I learned how to make this in San Diego, La Jolla Brewing Company, and it's a very light, easy drinking, super thirst quenching beer.
La Jolla, is it like
La Jolla.
Hispanic
Yeah, La
vibes
Jolla.
to it, eh?
Yeah, it's spelled Lajoll.
Ah, La Jolla with the J,
say La Jolla.
like jalapeno.
So,
Very
La
nice.
Jolla, we would say. La Jolla.
Jolla.
Yeah. But it was
Jollas.
La Jolla.
And so, I mean, and this has gone countrywide.
Yeah, this is done very nicely. People love it. It goes down so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very young.
thirst quenching.
It's refreshing. It's light
It
and
is,
refreshing.
it is. We also have our Fitch and Deeds over here as well. We haven't forgotten about the Fitch and
And we
Deeds.
use that, all our mixes are Fitch and Deeds.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah,
excellent.
all our cocktails.
Lovely, I love that as well. So
Yeah,
we're good
make
supporters.
great mixes.
So guys, Fitch and Leeds guys, remember Linky and Lance here when they're doing functions and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Gary. I think Gary DeBrain is here in town. He runs Fitch and Leeds.
Okay.
So Gary's here at the links.
Oh, all right.
He stays here.
For
Come
the,
visit, Gary.
does he?
Come for a
Does he?
beer, Gary.
Yeah, Gary's been here before. He'll just have to introduce himself, I think. Eh?
I think he has.
Yeah.
I think we have met him.
Okay. And so, tell me about how you started with the brewing. I mean, this is it's fascinating to me because I've been doing a bit of the coffee myself,
Yes.
and
yes.
it's a very similar kind of vibe to get the stuff out there. You know.
It is. There's lots of trial and error. So initially, I traveled, as I said, in America, and then beer wherever I went in the world. I loved beer, and then I came back to South Africa, and I found the selection a little limited. This was now in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And so I started home brewing and getting into home brewing and got really into it. And I had a day job.
This was before the whole craft
Yeah.
thing kind of happened,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Only
I mean-
Mitchell's was around in those
Yeah,
days.
Mitchell's, and that was it. Yeah.
Because America, when we were there, it was the sort of late 90s. It was very much taking off there.
Okay.
And every little town had a place similar to this with a little brewery, little brew pub, like brew your own beer, and your tanks nearby. And it was always the heart of the town. It was very exciting. Great time. I think it still is pretty good there.
So you toured around the world then, pretty much. Did you enjoy a bit of traveling? Were you traveling together?
We took 7 years to.
7
We went
years.
off for 1 year gap year after varsity.
Oh,
and,
wow.
It took 7 years.
Oh, is it?
And it's funny, we worked restaurants, a lot of the places. So we brought, I think we brought a lot of ideas back. And also to deal with the chaos of a restaurant, you've got to have been a waitress.
That's also
Or
true.
barman,
So barman as well. Yeah, they have this natural knack to deal with that stuff. You know, these guys are coming in and it's like mayhem.
And,
It's like organized chaos.
And breweries around the world, they need people to help. There's always work to be done in a brewery, huge amounts of work. So I used to just walk in Edinburgh, in McCall, Idaho, wherever I pitched up, found a brewery and walked in and said, what can I do? You know,
So you just help them.
Yeah.
And what can I help with the brewing or brewing process?
It was the Green Mamba days, so it was help bit of under the tables.
Okay, right.
All of
Yes.
that kind of.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Okay, well, and you know, it's like, and that's a learning experience because obviously you're dealing with what you eventually ended up doing. So you learn on the ground, and isn't that the best way to learn from
It is,
experience?
yeah.
What did you study at varsity?
Marketing. Business
Did you
marketing.
do marketing?
Actually, I failed second year and went into his class.
Oh,
See,
right.
so good things happen from
Oh,
disasters.
nice. You see, a bit of failure, but it was
There
fine.
you go, and then I met Lance.
Marketing and economics. So
Okay.
that was the other thing when lockdown hit. The one thing you know that people need places like this. There's nothing that ever stops it. Prohibition, you can't stop it.
No, you can't.
There's nothing
A bit
you
of
can
dope,
do.
that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Absolutely nothing you can do.
So the American
So,
prohibition was a
yeah.
prime example of what happened here with the ban on alcohol.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, the alcohol goes
Yeah.
through all the different channels. You know, it's crazy.
So I remember thinking, you know what, we're in the right business because no matter how hard, or no matter how bad Corona gets, are we going to still be?
You're going to still be there. Yeah. And and there's one thing that, I mean, even the cigarettes, the guys didn't mind so much. It was the beers and the wine. People just said no ways, man.
It's tough, eh? Lockdown. No.
It is.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, so you started with your own beers here, but I mean, it's not just the beer. You've got to think of the logos, the branding. Who came up with the logo for you? Because I absolutely love it.
It was, well, I gave the concept. It was my sort of my near death experience I had. I
Yes,
had
yes.
this whole morning of the earth experience, and I just saw the sun rising in waves, and as you see on the logo.
Yes, I see it.
And I told
Waves.
I just said it, very good artist, designer.
Okay.
And I said, this is what I saw, and he hit it about the third time.
Who's that? Who was it? Who did it?
Toby.
Toby Two Shoes.
Toby
Two Shoes.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's,
DJ.
He was a DJ. He's a
Toby
DJ
Atwell,
and
yeah.
he's a graphic designer.
Toby Atwell, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a
Brilliant.
well-known DJ? Isn't it a guy that
He's quite a well-known DJ.
Yeah.
Balkan,
He was very big in the whole Balkanology sort of era, yeah.
It's a DJ.
And we went to him and he said to
Yeah,
us,
you could.
our friend referred us to him, and we went to see him, and we told him, he said, I've been dying to design a beer label. I'm so stoked that you guys are here. So it was a good time.
It was good.
Yeah.
It looks so good, and with the wheat and the barley or whatever it is, and the St Francis Brewing and the sun and the thing. So now you said you from your near death experience. Now we haven't got there yet, but tell us. Maybe it's a good time to tell us about this story, because you broke your neck.
Yeah, I broke my neck surfing, and so so I was paralyzed in the water, which was about as bad as things get, I think. So I was floating. How shallow was it? I mean, how deep? I could have stood up if I could have stood. I could have got up, but I couldn't. I hit the sandbank.
So you were surfing, and the wave just dumped you.
Yeah, I was in the barrel, and then I couldn't see. It started to get pretty deep in the barrel, and then I bailed and hit the sandbank I was going way too fast, and I hit it way too hard. And I didn't realize how shallow it must have been, this much water.
Oh man!
So imagine coming up a pair of water skis and then just like plowed I plowed straight into the sand, knocked myself out, and I think the doctors think that initial fracture and then knocked out, and then the wave picked me up and dumped me. And
dumped you again?
Broke me.
And broke your neck?
Yeah, that was what really broke my leg. It was like, got picked up to sort of door height and then dropped.
Oh, and I know on that sand and those waves are powerful things.
Powerful, and it was shallow.
And so you were out of it, and you didn't drown. I mean, you couldn't drown.
Well, I kind of held. I came around, and I realized I was in trouble, and nothing worked. I was just floating. So I tried to roll. When a whitewater hit me, I rolled, and I got a breath, and then but I got stuck in the rip, and the rip was taking me out, and I was still floating face down. And I thought I better just hold my breath, and because if you suck in water, you then you'll sink, and then no one can see you. So I hold my breath, and someone's going to see me, and obviously I prayed a lot, and then I blacked out, and then the next blacked out, and I came around on the beach, and I had all those interesting.
So it actually washed you up?
No. Then I was blacked out. The guys saw me. They thought I was messing around, and then they thought, no, something's definitely wrong. Yeah. And they got to me, and they actually thought I was dead. Whoa. I was all purple in the face, not looking good. Yeah. And so they, two guys basically got me onto the beach.
Who were the two guys?
Fred and Dylan.
Yeah.
These Stevens.
Brothers.
Yeah, they were. Okay. They basically. The one guy was in the water with me, and he's got a nice loud voice like he Fred.
Okay.
Yeah, and he got everyone. We were far down the beach. It was quite quiet part of the beach. Wow. Anyway, he got help and got me onto the beach. I thought at that stage I wasn't really going to make it, but there were two trauma surgeons on holiday.
What?
It was December in the holidays.
Trauma oaks.
Right to their feet as they walk past.
Husband and wife. Jenkins.
Wow. Yeah, healthcare workers. We like them, the healthcare workers, you know.
Immediately they immediately got to work. She had stabilized my neck, started resuscitating me. And on the last
pumping, breath. Wow, Lance, that is
that they were going to resuscitate.
They actually thought I was done. And
were you on the beach as well?
I was surfing, and the other amazing thing is my cousins were walking down the beach. So they pulled Lance out at the feet of the trauma surgeons. They started, and then my cousins walked past, and they're like, "Hey, that's Lance." Yeah. So they knew who to call. Yes. I was surfing, and they called me. Wow. And I remember I remember thinking, please don't let it be my son, because my son was like 9, and he was surfing. Like, please don't let be anything wrong with my son, but if it's Lance, it'll be fine. Because
Okay.
I know he's big and strong.
He's strong.
So it was him. So. Thank
Oh
goodness.
no, she was. And
Yeah.
shame, and it must have been a panic for you guys as well. I mean, when you're in a situation like that, you're just thinking the worst. And
No, you go into this like very calm
Numb.
state, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, Lance, breathe. Lance, breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Oh my soul, that is so hectic. And your little one as well. I mean, did he know what was going on?
Not really. No, our friends took him off and said,
Okay.
"Oh, Dan hurt himself and he's gone to the hospital." So. But he was on traction for like 4 days. They had to like, put
I
him
was
on
in
traction.
spinal shock, so I was kind of flopping around like a fish,
fish
out of water. I remember asking for a beer. I asked
Yeah,
for a beer.
that's
I was like, please give me something to relax. I was like,
Yeah.
And then, but they got me. Yeah, the guys got me to the ambulance and off to Green Acres. And
You see that
Yeah,
thing in the
avoided.
tunnel. Graham Vass had a heart attack. I don't know if you know Graham Vass. He used to run the boardwalk and various other
Yes,
things for Adrian Gardner and those guys. He starts up these hotels and he's amazing. But he had a full-on heart attack, like Widowmaker, and he said he saw that the tunnel was there.
I did. I had this
you have experience?
experience of where I think maybe when I blacked out, I was. I experienced lots of all those things that you regret not doing in your life. That really came in strongly. Lots of like, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do that?
Really?
All those things. So don't make sure you don't do.
Yeah.
Oh, do what you
Do
want
what
to
you
do.
want to, what you love, what you love.
That
isn't it?
definitely came strongly through.
Were you brewing at that stage? You weren't.
And then
this
I
wasn't
hadn't even
It was
started.
homebrewing.
homebrewing.
Yeah.
I was actually, and then I did have that experience of arriving in this sort of alpine meadow, and I thought to myself, well, what am I doing here?
What?
And I was at the beach, and I was looking around all these like tall, shiny people were coming towards me, and I thought, this is pretty
Really?
very peaceful.
Some aliens.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Very peaceful, very peaceful, and lots of absolute unconditional love experience.
Wow.
So it was a great experience. I must
Yeah.
say, it was amazing. Everything that you'd been worrying about was just released.
Yeah,
You know,
gone.
So it was a great experience.
It's an experience like that certainly would sort of focus you into saying, okay, this is what's important in life.
Yeah.
We
What's
did.
happening?
I mean, we
Yeah.
closed our business in Hermanus and sold our house and moved here.
Really?
Yeah.
Straight away?
It's like we've been wanting to move to St Francis
Yeah.
for years, but you get so caught up in,
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You do. Life,
Yeah.
and it's money making and stuff like that, which is
Yeah.
actually not. It's not what it's about. I mean,
We were actually in Fynbos conservation
Okay.
in the Hermanus area.
Oh, wow,
And it was lovely, but it wasn't really. We didn't really feel, our place.
drawn to it. It wasn't your passion.
Yeah, it was lovely. It's beautiful there. The Fynbos is beautiful, but we always felt like.
So you're in conservation at that time.
Yeah,
Wh-
and then also Fynbos products, making reeds and beads.
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Well, let's go back to the beginning again. Where were you born? Where you were PE, yeah?
I'm a PE girl.
PE girl,
Yeah.
Olinka. Now, is Olinka your full name?
Olinka Louise
Olinka.
McIntosh.
Olinka is such a weird name.
I know,
I've
it
got to
comes
say.
from, my mother found it when she was traveling in Russia or Central Europe or something. Yeah.
But McIntosh is a Scottish
that's
name.
a good Scottish
And then you got Olinka. Where are you coming with this?
Now you know why I go by Linky.
Yes,
Because Olinka is a
exactly.
little bit-
Linka.
I do love Olinka. It's just a mouthful.
And Lance,
Zimbabwean.
Zimbabwean.
Or,
So you say us and fish.
yeah.
You say us. They always say like Durbanites. They go us and
okay.
fish and in the woods and Hillcrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did all my schooling in Cape Town, so it was,
right.
we moved quite in the 70s to Cape Town.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
And then you met in Cape Town then.
I mean, at UCT, yeah.
Oh, UCT. You were down there at UCT.
Yeah.
Capital, what the
Yeah.
communists on the hill.
Yeah, communists. Communista. Okay. Well, I mean and Cape Town's got its own vibe. I mean, it really has. It's, especially UCT.
It's lovely.
And
Yeah.
and you studied marketing and economics.
Business science, yeah.
Where were you at school?
In PE at Collegiate.
Collegiate
And
as well.
TSG and Theodore Herzl.
Oh, Theodore
Yeah, so I've
Herzl.
always been a nomad. I like
All
to
right.
move around.
Okay. At Theodore Herzl, just up the road from us there, at our office there, where we're going to be broadcasting from on Saturday. So we'll, that's 14th Avenue. We're more down, we're 7th Avenue, down 7th Avenue.
I grew up in Walmer. What a beautiful place.
Yes, isn't it cool,
So free. That's what St Francis is. It's like growing up in PE in the 70s. It's so the kids are so safe. They ride their bikes, they skateboard, they walk to the beach, they walk around at night.
Totally. I mean, your sister stayed next door to me. Let's talk to here, actually, because we're going to not here, but where we broadcast from. And it was beautiful. The kids played together. They had go-karts down the hill.
Us young girls, we used to play in the Barklands River.
Yes,
happily, freely,
beautiful,
safely.
It's still beautiful there, and it is quite safe. It's quite safe. We go running there all the time, and it's magic. Now, where did you grow up in? Which road?
Water Road.
Water Road. Oh, really? Okay. Excellent. I love it. Yeah, Water Road. It's Water Road, Church Road, Thomas Road. And they're all there, and it is a lovely place. Lots of trees. And Dave Hazelden has just been elected our ward councillor for this DA1 award. So we're in there as well. It's and I know Kusta Jack stays there as well for AIM, the AIM party as well. So I think they've done quite well in the elections too. So we'll have to see how things change and how things go. And so you were Zimbo, and then went to school.
Briefly, I think it was 4 or 5. My parents then went to America. My dad studied in America.
Okay.
And when I got back, and we came back to Cape Town when I was about 6. So I did all my schooling, Pinelands Central, Pinelands Blue School, and Pinelands High School.
Oh, so the Pinelands
I was in the
Blue
same
school. Well, they call it a blue school.
Some of us did 12 years of schooling, like the same kids. It was amazing.
So Pinelands, Cape Town. I don't know whereabouts Pinelands is. Is just what Bearfleet?
Just near Rondebosch. No, it's more Mowbray towards somewhere. It's actually nicely positioned between if you want to go up the west coast to surf or if you want to go to Komiki to surf.
Right, it's in the middle. So you started your surfing early, obviously.
And the train could take you either side.
Of course, the train along the beach. It goes right up to Fishhook.
In those days.
Catch
the train to Fishhook and hitchhike to Komiki. Yeah.
Did you surf Muizenberg as well?
And we surfed Muizenberg in the early days.
Okay, lovely.
Because
that's a lot like Hewlett's over here, I think, with the long sort of right-hander. And
beginner's wave.
Yes. A couple of sharks there as well,
Muizenberg.
But warm.
I know, and in those days in Cape Town, no girls surfed, and now it seems like every second surfer is a girl.
Oh, we like it.
Amazing, I know.
The girls are surfing, surfing all here. Whenever we go out here, and the youngsters. This is a great place at St Francis here for the youngsters to learn. It's like a small wave, and it's easy, crumbly right-hander. They can get up on the wave and learn to surf, and it's all over a family wave. There's no
we call it the moms and groms wave.
Yes, moms and groms.
All the moms and the little kids. But now groms are all like 17, 18.
I know.
I nearly got injured last December. A dad was pushing his daughter into the wave, and I was coming along, and she nearly took me out. Went flying right past me. He pushed her too hard.
Give it a push.
Ooh, she launched right into the flats.
And my boys learned to surf here as well. It's been fantastic fun, and like you say, a slow kind of place. And so you guys were in Cape Town for a long time then, and started.
Only for varsity, and then we went overseas.
And we travelled.
Then we travelled.
We bought a little combi, and we did Europe.
A combi, proper hippies, you lot, eh?
Lance always says, "I'm not a hippie." I'm not a hippie.
I think you might be by default.
I'm a surfer. I'm not a hippie.
I'm afraid your wife's a hippie, so you have to be one.
Don't tell my parents.
The Macintosh, if you're a Scottish hippie.
We did Europe, we did America, we did Australia, it took us 7 years.
And you had that combi through America?
Well, no, we bought different little combis.
So
we'd work a little bit and then surf a lot. And
it's like my uncle used to call it the autovilla. Did you get the autovilla?
Very nice,
Yeah.
the autovilla.
They are very nice. I think I'll retire one day.
We discovered in Australia, if you know Australia got those big road trains, those trucks, massive trucks, and they're crossing the Nullarbor, and obviously there's lots of kangaroos. So so we learned that if you got behind one of the road trains, you got sucked into their slipstream. You could take your foot right off the pedal, and
it would pull you along.
They just pulled us along. It's like absolutely
right behind the car.
And they don't stop for anything. No. They just keep going. It's straight road.
It keeps going.
You basically just sit there.
No, I got to see some road train stuff, and there was a thing on Netflix as well about road trains, and it's just like literally a train on the road, like a truck with like five trailers on it.
Giant like Rhubarn.
Yeah.
And once they're rolling, they switch to gas or something. I don't know.
Oh, really? Did they do a special?
They've got a mix going.
Because Australia's just straight roads forever and ever, isn't it?
Especially across that desert at the bottom there.
So you did the whole Australia thing too?
Yeah, we crossed that whole from Brisbane. Well, we started in Torquay, all the way up to Gold Coast, Brisbane, and all the way back again.
Yeah.
All the way through the Nullarbor, up Perth, and to the top of Carnarvon, so we did a giant smile of Australia.
Lord,
was a lot of
you must have some stories though. I mean, there's stuff go wrong.
She's not in that trip, not much. Except Linky drove over the surfboards.
He drove over the surfboards.
They put the surfboards under the combi then.
Oh right.
That was a little issue. Lucky it wasn't my board that was messed up.
Okay.
It was my ex-boyfriend.
Oh my
we were staying with him.
Oh my God! So he drove over his surfboard to say goodbye.
New surfboard.
Do you remember David Barnes?
Oh no. Peter Barnes. I know. Peter's got spa. Peter runs a spa and thing. Oh, okay, right. Excellent. So he rode over David Barnes' surfboard. Oh dear, David, don't worry. Somebody tag him. Linky says sorry. It's like, thanks, Linky. After all
I wonder
that.
if he even remembers. I'm sure he does. It was a new surfboard. He'd never surfed it before.
Very law-abiding place. I think we got one speeding fine. Oh, wow. And we are registered our combi to the friend's address in Torquay, and they hounded these poor people for years and years about the one speeding fine.
It wasn't me, mate.
Yeah.
It was my friend.
We couldn't leave it.
A crazy South African friend.
Shame.
Yeah. And I mean, any stories you remember from the American side as well, or any of those
what we
things?
did learn was that always to travel with Germans.
Oh, they sorted it, eh?
Because you're forever rescuing. When we were traveling through Europe and we ended up in Morocco, we ended up there for quite a long time because it was cheap.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was winter in London, so we decided to stay there. But these other, like the Brits, and they were always breaking down, and we're like, and so we always ended up with Germans because you never have to rescue a German.
Yes.
They're always as organized as South Africans.
Organized, organized. So everything is called organized, just like so. Yeah.
So good. And you will always find a dirty German wherever you go.
And they won't run out of beer either.
No, they travel a lot. Germans like to travel.
They end up in the crazy places.
They don't mind. Like they're quite open-minded as well.
And they're happy to live in a little dirty tent.
It's all right.
It's
fine.
End of a cliff somewhere.
They've got their own stuff. They've got their own their little scuttle or whatever the story is, or the fry on the sausages. Off you go.
Amazing. And actually, about America, the hospitality of the Americans is amazing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
We were, as I said, my father studied there.
Yes.
And he said to me, if you ever go to the little town of McCall in Idaho, look at the phone book, look for a Jeffries, phone any Jeffries and say, you Terry Cabot's son.
Yes.
And we did exactly that. And they said, come and stay. And we stayed for like 3 months. That was so good to us. Yeah.
Oh God, the Cabots are here again. It's been 150 years.
Apparently, he went to Varsity with him, and he made quite an impression on the snowmobile. He was a lunatic on a snowmobile.
Okay. Gee, so they go. Any Cabots go to America, they look for some Jeffries.
Yeah, just look for the
Jeffries.
Right. In the middle of nowhere. I mean, McCall, Idaho is
but it's got a really nice little brewery. Lance worked in the little brewery.
Yes,
there.
brewery.
And so that was also kind of stimulating your interest in it as well, eh?
Yeah.
And then back here, once you got back here, did you almost immediately come to St Francis, or
no, we were really ideal. You know, you're traveling and you read and you come across all these amazing things all over the world, and so we came back very idealistic.
Okay.
So that's why we went into conservation.
Okay.
So we were there.
Yes.
Down at Hans by Purdy Beach, we were involved in the Gullis Biodiversity Initiative. And we were involved in helping with that, and it was a biodiversity business. So we were basically taking fynbos and packaging it in a like was sustainably harvested, and selling it to supermarkets. At one stage we were with Duns in Ireland, Straulina and Kaufhof in Germany. Some quite big business going on.
Okay.
It was
your own business as well.
Well,
or you working with
the Flower Valley Trust.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But we started the trust.
Okay. All right.
Got funding.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, it shows that and a lot of the guys that have come on the show before, entrepreneurs, and you certainly fit that bill. I mean, entrepreneurial thinking. You know, it's for you. It's often it's the only way to go. You know,
it seems to just happen to us.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we arrived in St Francis after Lance's accident, and we were like, okay, now what? Here we are. Now what?
And you didn't have a plan.
No, well,
you had your folks.
Luckily, my really good friend Maria owns Shakti Shanti yoga clothing.
Oh wow! Yes, the clothing.
Yeah, and so
Philippa loves their stuff. Their scarves
always
that
got
they wear.
something Shakti.
Yes.
And she'd been asking me to help her with marketing for a long time.
Okay.
So I phoned up. I said, "Hello, Maria. Expect me at the end of the month. I'm coming to work for you." So
oh, my word!
I arrived and helped
We'll
her.
take any salary, whatever comes in. We'll
she
do
was
it.
stoked, and another girl to surf with, because even then there weren't that many girls surfing. It was just a handful of girls in
the new generation.
No, there's lots now. There's all over the place.
All the youngsters are
so cool.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It was also when I got back, because I was recovering, so I thought I got back into brewing beer.
Okay.
And I was brewing like.
Was it a long road to recovery as well?
About 6 months. Took me about 6 months to.
Because you were paralyzed. I mean,
I was paralyzed.
You start getting.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't even
touch. I had 2 operations.
Okay.
I couldn't do anything. For the first operation, I was totally paralyzed.
Yeah.
And then the feeding came back in my left-hand side. And then the second they found my head was sliding forward and still pinching my spinal cord.
Okay.
Second op, they bolted me up basically at the back here. Okay. And then I started to get feeling back on the right.
That nerve in your back. So wow, I mean that must have been like you Linky's thinking, okay, well, we've got paralysis here. Wheelchairs, that sort of thing. That's scary
stuff.
Yeah, but we were just like, it's going to be fine.
Okay.
Things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, you just get into this, like, things are going to be, and my uncle's a surgeon, he's like, Lance his arm, he's never going to be able to use his arm, his foot, or something.
Right.
And he's Lance is very focused, he worked out every day. Like, he used to be able to pick up like a 60 kg kettlebell, and he couldn't even pick up like a 2 kilograms.
I'm really weak. You lose muscle so quickly.
Yes, you lose your muscle.
5 weeks just lying in a bed and just it's crazy. Lost 10 kilograms mostly muscle. But the rehab, the guys are amazing. It's amazing rehab. I had amazing people help me. And I just worked at it. I used to hold on to the side of my bed and do squats and carry on. People thought I was crazy.
Nurses were trying to get back to bed, and I was like, no.
I'd find some stairs and I would just drag myself up the stairs.
Wow, so strong-willed, eh?
They used to look for me. What do you do?
But that's so, I mean, for anybody, like, the fact that you have to do it, and you don't want it, you don't feel like doing it, but you have to do it. That's often the problem that everybody has in the end. It's like, if you just got to get your arse into gear, you've just got to do stuff that you think to yourself, I don't feel like doing it. If you do it, it's one more step. It's one more step. You're getting there, and doesn't it? And you can apply that to anything.
It's true.
So I mean, kudos for getting through something like that, because that could have shut you down. Did you get into have a depression time or?
I occasionally I felt really you do feel very down about things. But in general, I was just grateful to still be alive and have a chance. So actually, the psychologist said there's two, in my situation, there's the guys that are very bitter about what's happened to them, and they normally don't make it in recovery. But if you're grateful, then you normally will make it. You'll make
so you had
it,
to be grateful. You had
Even
to be
though
bloody
it was,
grateful.
Grateful. And I survived. It was also a bit of a freak accident, but anyway, I was
but often freak accidents happen to kind of like,
it happens.
Come on, wake up.
Wake up, come on.
It happened very quickly. Because at that stage, when I had my accident, we had gone out of the fresh flowers because there was a massive fire that took out the whole 60,000 hectares of fynbos. So I went into I found that the burnt protea heads made these very pretty rosette type of things, and added copper and beads and stuff, and we started a whole business supplying Mr. Price home doing that.
It was beauty from fire.
Fire flowers.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
fire flowers.
You see, the creative thing is in there, hey? I mean, who thinks of this stuff? It's amazing.
It was. We were just looking at these bushes, and these beautiful, like burnt rosette flowers on them, and there must be something we can do with that.
Yeah.
And there we got a big break because Lee Edelkoort, who's a famous design lady, she used it in her talk at the BMW Pavilion, and she said, "Look at this. This is what's And then I got phone calls from Mr. Price.
Really?
Everyone was phoning me. So that was, but it was tough. It wasn't the easiest. Actually, we had a few good years with Mr. Price Home.
Okay.
Especially. And they even helped fund some of our we had about 30 people working for us in the end. But then India and China came in and that crushed our business pretty much. So when I had my accident, I was having a lot of stress. A lot of stress. It wasn't a good time.
And then you just decided, okay, this is it. And you came to St Francis. And just started from scratch. I can't believe it. And like I said, just the way you've gone about it is just so cool. It's got that cool factor. You know what I mean? The logo, the beers, the thing, the fact that it's in St Francis.
No, it's just it's a good vibe.
Yeah.
We're just stoked to be alive in St Francis. I'm stoked he's alive. Still.
Yes.
And
it's amazing how you two have
vibes,
grown into it together as well. This is very much both of you doing this one project, which is quite rare actually.
Always work together. I don't know how we sometimes.
Some couples don't like to work together. I work with my wife.
I think it's because we travelled for so long together. We kind of got used to this little team, Yes. And he's very much the planner, strategy, very creative, and then I sort of come behind him, like keeping it all together. Every now and again I throw my toys and say, I've had enough of all this, will you just stop creating? I'm so tired of running around behind you, like sorting out all this stuff, But it's fun.
It is.
It's fun.
And I mean, the brand has gone through the country. I mean, I was in Paris the other day, and I saw your umbrellas in Paris in the Free State. I mean, where else are you? Where else are you out there?
It's got a really nice place in Plet now, the Pepper Mill.
Okay.
And we have various spots around the country. We're working to get it better. It's been quite a tough time for all the beer companies. So everybody's now scrambling to get their market share back. So we actually, but we're getting there. And online is always a good place.
Okay. So you can buy online as well. Get the beers on.
Stores are a real dog eat dog. Everybody comes and puts their stuff in front of yours.
Yes, I know. You've got to have that guy. I think you've got to have that oak that goes in, an agent that goes and finds it and puts it in the front again.
Even here, Lance has to go and sometimes clear out, SAB products in front of his local beer.
Local beer, come on. He's got enough money.
So online's a good, it's always available online.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely.
It's a good option.
Okay, but I mean, and countrywide, do you send up? I mean, you send to the guy in Paris. Is it separate guys, spas, tops, and those sort of things as well? You in there too? Yeah,
there was. We got a Signal Hill Products that does all the distribution.
Okay. Signal Hill,
and they've got contacts with the spa guys. And then the same, and there's reps.
The reps.
Treat yourself as a little person.
No, you have to, and even the brewing. I mean, I know that to brew the kind of volumes, you have to scale up, and therefore you would have to get somebody to brew it for you. You've got a Cape Town bunch, or
Devil's Peak.
Devil's Peak.
I mean, we just can't make enough beer.
Yeah.
So Lance now uses his little brewery as he plays around and tests things.
Tests the stuff.
We make the stuff.
Get the recipes.
They because it really is a numbers game when it comes to beer. It's huge amounts of money that you have to put into.
Yes, the stock, man.
The kegs themselves are like
holy moly,
1,500 rand just to buy a steel keg.
It's absolutely crazy the amount of money that goes into your stock out there. It's crazy, the retail thing.
And we've been we were very lucky. They contacted. We won a few awards at the National Beer Trophy.
Wow!
And one of the big directors there, Russell Boltman, he's on holiday here, so he said to us, "Listen, come on, let's help you guys out. We've got extra capacity. You guys got a great brand. Let's." So that
fantastic.
was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's great.
It's also recognizable. Like that thing, that logo is just a stroke of genius. You'll see that logo anywhere, and you just know, and you know, it feels like it's home.
Yeah, it feels like
it's home for me. You know. For those of you who haven't been to St Francis Brewing Company before, maybe just tell them what they can expect from the brewery.
Oh, well, it's a real local vibe.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say you really feel like this is an epitome of St Francis.
It does feel
it's
like
not
that.
Italian, and it's not Greek, and it's not.
It's kind of surfer.
It's surfy, laid back, beachy, like a beach bar.
Bit of
like a beach bar.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's quite open. Open.
Beautiful big tree in the middle.
The sun coming through. This beautiful tree in the middle of your place as well.
So beautiful. Cape Fig. We're so lucky to have it.
We'll have to film that.
It's like our avatar tree. And we've got a range of beautiful, delicious beers.
Yes, the beers. Yes, the
light beers, dark beers, and we've got delicious cocktails and gin and tonic and cider on tap.
Yes, lovely.
Yeah.
And then you guys have. I know that you guys have kind of become. Whether it was planned or not, you've become one of the spots that people come, the bands come and frequent on.
We're lucky,
So on the tour, coming through on the tour, you know.
Yeah, because they always go to the big places.
Yes,
and then
this
is kind of like their little stop off. I'm sure it's just their petrol money.
Yes.
You know? But it's great because it just really brings a
different angle.
Just fun, otherwise it's just the same thing every day.
Yes.
Serving beer.
We love having the musicians here.
And it's quite relaxed. It's a relaxed kind of show when you do it here. And I'm certainly going to do a show here as well.
Yeah, you've played twice.
Yeah, I've done it.
By default.
By default. We played with Joe van Linden when he plays over here. We pull out a cajon. He's always like, Brew, I've got a cajon in my car. I've got a djembe in my car. Let's go.
Poor Gino can't hide in the back.
God.
You were here on your birthday the last time.
I was.
Just
on my birthday.
Romantic night out.
It was my date night with my wife, and then I ended up jamming on stage again.
No, that's exactly the way. When we travelled in Australia and the States, there was always at the little local pub. There was always this amazing band playing. And we used to watch these guys. I remember in Australia, I think it was Things of Stone and Wood. These guys were amazing. Yeah, a little pub, and then we've wanted to create that.
And it certainly have. It's like a built-in stage. Yeah, you've got a little PA system that you use here as well, so the acts just come through, and it's fantastic.
It's a good show. It's great.
We have a couple of famous people.
Yes, who've we had here? Who's been your favourites that you've had coming through? You can't say favourites, I know.
Wow, that is a difficult
Albert Frost, I see, he's coming through.
Albert's here on Friday.
Gerald Clark is always
Clark is amazing. It's always been Music Kitchen too. But also fantastic.
JC Clegg's coming in January. Watersheds.
Matthew Mole even came here. There was
Matthew Mole.
There was
Jeremy Loops.
No.
I don't know.
No, we're a little bit small for Jeremy.
No, we haven't managed to crack Jeremy. He wants it.
Okay.
We want the Kiffness.
The Kiffness must pull in.
He's
funny. He's good. He's got always got some.
But lots of young bands too, which is great.
Some great young bands coming. Year of the Dog and Jackal in the Wind.
Yes, and so the young guys pull in and they can have a place to jam too, which is quite lekker.
It is fun. And our local guys like Joe van der Linden and
Steve Sawyer.
Yeah, Stevie.
Yeah, Steve comes in every now and again.
The Grosvenor Road is the band that the whole band lives in Grosvenor Road in
really?
St Francis Bay. It's just, and we've had some open mic nights. All the local kids playing, which is great.
That's so cool.
We have backgammon night on a Thursday.
Backgammon. That's so hippie. That's so cool.
No, it's so Greek.
The Greek. Is it the Greek thing?
Old men play in the park.
Oh right, it's like Italian Greek vibes. So it's like siesta. What do you call it? Passeggiato.
Something like that.
Yeah, they do. Well, Kevin Abrams is in Corfu, wherever he is at the moment, but he's. I suppose you would know that. The cafe vibe, eh?
Yes.
That al fresco.
Yeah.
And the food. Who does the food and what?
Lance is the
we had a really good chef involved, two really good chefs actually, and I've taken now sort of over with. We try and keep it like the sort of a little bit like the travels we've had. We've always enjoyed Mexico, and we've got quite a strong Mexican vibe in the menu, but it's all local, fresh fish, calamari, and the beef is from it's the Angus beef.
Oh, they've got a lot of
great beef
farms around here as well, hey?
So lots of fresh produce from around here.
So you support the local guys here too?
Possible, as much as we can, Okay. And it really we keep it very simple and fresh and local.
But people are always a lot of people are quite pleasantly surprised because they come here and it's just a pub.
Yeah.
And then they get this amazing bacon, blue cheese, and fig burger, and they're like, "Wow!" So it's quite nice because people don't come with high expectations, and then we always
over deliver.
So it does help.
That's the way to do it.
That they do this,
What's the most famous people that have walked through your doors here?
Gino Fabric.
Yay!
We
get famous surfers.
We've had the whole Lions team. De Klerk.
Really?
All those guys were here.
Okay. Springboks.
And they are Springboks. We've had Delendo, Damien Delendo.
Damien Delendo.
Yeah.
It's a porra.
I've forgotten the Blitzboch.
Cecil Africa. Cecil Africa. I must get him on my show sometime as well. Somebody tag him. I need to get him on my show as well. Cecil Africa. He's also doing coffee these days, I see as well. Yeah, he is.
Arno Card, we've
had. I mean, a lot of guys that come through, I've seen. I mean, Albert Frost is amazing.
Yeah, wow, we're so lucky.
Incredible muso.
Oh, and that the Andrew Young, international saxophonist.
Sax player.
He's amazing.
Yeah, unbelievable for that sax player.
It's very internationally renowned.
But you've really got that local feel, you know. It's become part of the social fibre of St Francis Bay.
Well, we've started a storytelling evening as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, our friend Sandy Coffey.
Sandy! Yes, I know Sandy Coffey.
There was one in Cape Town called Southern Rights and Wrongs.
Yeah.
And you have 5 or 6 speakers, and they speak for 5 minutes.
Yes.
It has to be true, and it has to have happened to you.
Oh, no
And
way.
there's a theme. So last time was, what was the theme? A Step Too Far.
Step Too Far.
Oh, wow.
And then, so it's on the 3rd Thursday, and then the next one is, how did I end up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sandy wants to do the one at Christmas, my worst Christmas ever. So yeah, people get up, and I just thought it was a good way because there's a lot of new people in our community, and so it's a nice way to kind of share stories.
And you get to know somebody.
And there's so many interesting people.
Well, that's why we do the show. This show as well is to try to get to know and introduce people to our community. I mean, it's so important, especially during these times, because if you know Linky and Lance, you'll be like, hey, I saw your show on Gino Spot and I come and say how's it and I love what you said about this and that. I think that's the best thing about this as well. And like you say, that's a beautiful way to do it. And you're doing it here as well, live, and then you just introduce yourself to everybody. Actually,
the other night we had a Halloween party and there was youngsters and everyone was here together, so the whole community just comes out.
That's good.
It's important because we need to, the community here was very small and everybody knew each other, and because it's grown, we actually have to make an effort to keep that small town.
To meet everybody.
Yeah, just so,
keep those connections.
I think having potholes definitely helps people because people drive slowly.
Yes.
Everybody moans about potholes, but for me, if you drive slowly, you just slow down.
That's true. You just slow everything down. That's true.
Don't complain about potholes in St Francis.
It's true. It's true, and I think the DA's got in here as well. The Kucha. Skocha.
We're very lucky.
So we hope to get the potholes fixed. I hope the DA is going to do their job. We got some fixed at least. We'll put some so we can ride around them.
There's more important things than potholes.
So, I mean, has St Francis changed over the years that you've been here?
Yeah, definitely. Used to go surfing in the middle of the week, and there was like 5 guys out.
Yes.
Now everyone's out. Flexible. No one works. I don't know what they do. They don't work. Now there's 20 guys out. It's
everyone's working from home.
It's
true. It's true. Oh my word.
Flexible hours.
And so there's a lot more people.
More people.
Growing. I mean, J-Bay has just exploded.
Has it also?
You can just see the amount of building that's going on there.
Small towns have definitely picked up. It's great. I mean, we love it. It's great for business, and it's the surf is a little bit more busy than it used to be, but it's fine.
It's a bit tricky.
It also keeps your business going better if there are more people around to come and visit.
That's why we love the Joburg and Pretoria people, because they don't surf.
Yes.
But they love to, and we get a lot of them. There were a lot of those guys that got holiday houses here. They love it here, and they're always so thankful and grateful for being here from the city. They're great people to have.
Beautiful place to be.
They just always
a little bubble of South Africa.
Yes, it is.
Old, old valleys.
But now, okay. So now I think we must get into the getting to know you questions. I think absolutely.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Okay, so getting to know you. Okay, so what is the craziest, most out of character thing you've ever done? Quick, I know, putting you on the spot.
I shouted at someone in the surf, which I've surfed for probably 30 years. Yeah. Never lost my temper like that. And I felt terrible afterwards.
Oh no!
And,
what were they doing?
They snaked me, and then.
Just explain what snaking is. It's like you take off, but then they go around you. And
he went around me and took off, and then I took the wave. So by rights it was my wave.
Yes.
But he kept on surfing in front of me, so I was like, and we carried on. It was a terrible.
Young guy.
No, it wasn't actually. It was
the belly.
Someone I know quite well. I lost it completely. I've never done that before.
Okay, you're getting old and grumpy, Lance.
It kind of gets frustrating when there's been such a lot of people. I think because people haven't been able to travel for surfing either. They all come here.
Yes.
Which is, it is what it is. But every now and again you just...
Oh, come on, man. I've been out here the whole time. Oh, my word.
So it's pretty out of character.
Yeah, it's true. Lance is very...
Oh, yeah. It's been quiet. You're quite a chill guy.
When Lance loses his temper, then you really worry.
Okay,
then it's serious.
Okay, then so you don't lose your temper often. You got a long fuse.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
Long fuse. When it goes off, it's not so good.
Okay, right. You get in there. You get involved. Okay, your strangest superstition. Come on, Linky. You would have a superstition.
My strangest superstition came from my grandfather, who said if you see the new moon through glass for the first time, it's a bad omen.
Oh, really?
So every new moon, I'm so careful. I'm like, oh, it's new moon. I've got to. And I'll go outside. It'll be freezing cold. The wind will be blowing. And I'm like, can I see the new moon?
Okay, you're right there. Well, they're not going to look through the window.
Yes, but you mustn't see
look through
so
glass.
I undo my car window and
oh, really?
The Macintosh has got hundreds of these.
Is it?
That's definitely not the only one.
Yeah, all right. There's lots of them. Well, there are lots of those. Those Scottish, the Macintosh Scottish people have got lots of superstitions. I got it. So you guys, your family, nothing. The Kabots are fine. Cabot Cove.
Not much. No, not much. No. My father, his idea of hiding was he would flick me on the head with this big fingernail. That's how he gave hiding. And if he was shouting, there was probably an aeroplane going to land on your house.
Oh, really? Okay.
He never shouted.
Yeah,
Never
such a
shouted.
guy.
So you're the same. You're kind of the same,
Yeah,
except when somebody tries to snake you in the surf.
Things go wrong.
Oh, my word. Your favorite place to visit in the world?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Probably a tropical island.
Have you been? How many
Baja,
tropical?
Mexico.
Mexico comes
Baja.
to mind.
We ended up living on one beach for about
Is that
3 months.
Baja?
Yeah.
Is that where the bugs, the
Baja
fox-
bug,
the
yes.
Baja bugs?
Yeah.
So we call them budger bugs. But
that's right. Yeah.
We've
Budgie
got
bugs,
that on our
Baja
menu,
bug.
Baja fish taco.
Baja.
And people go,
Beautiful.
I want a budger fish taco.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to now know
Great.
from the well-travelled Kabots how to say Baja. That is so classic. I had a budgie bug. I didn't realize it was called the Baja bug. Doesn't sound as lekker.
The J is pronounced as an H.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I met Lance, he had one of those
It's beautiful.
old
I will
Beetles.
say it.
Yeah, I had a Beatles that was...
Those big.
Yes, with the curly exhaust at the back.
Amazing,
You get the curly ones, and then you had the two pipes as well coming out there.
Big fat tackies on the back.
I had two fat tackies on the back and the two pipes coming out.
Great, yeah.
And his surfboard would be in the front seat.
Yeah.
I'd have to be behind.
Classic. Because you had the boot in the front on the Beetle there as well.
Yeah, that's right.
You should have got roof racks. That was the way to go.
I was always too lazy.
But the problem is with the Beetles that it rusts so badly that
the roof racks
your roof racks rust off anyway.
Yeah, this one, you hit a puddle and you could feel it on your leg. Your legs got wet. It was pretty
It's
rusty.
so true.
It was
Okay,
rusty old-
the biggest surprise you've ever had?
Ooh, you know, surprise.
Yeah, there's a surprise that you ever had, like, whoa! Anybody surprise you with birthdays or anything?
Maybe when we had Mackay, our son, Lance.
Was it a surprise?
No, it wasn't a surprise.
So
but
are you
actually-
pregnant? Oh my God!
It was a surprise,
I
actually.
had that too.
But I went home for a month or a couple of weeks when Mackay was about 2 months.
Yeah.
And I came back and Lance had shaved off his beard.
Oh no way.
Off his goatee.
Yeah.
And I got a big surprise.
Yes.
Because he said no, he didn't want to scratch the baby.
Oh right.
So
Oh, classic.
sweet.
I love it. Shaved it.
Can't think of
It was like, who's this?
Yeah.
Who's this? Oh, that's classic. Okay, something that you know now that you would have told your younger self, or that you would wish you've known when you were younger.
No. Oh gosh.
I think I'll probably sounds strange, but be less responsible. Like if you in a situation where your only thing that's keeping you going is your responsibility.
Yeah.
Rather reassess that whole thing and
Okay.
That was kind of I think my work before I had my accident was like that. It was just the responsibility keeping you going.
Yeah, just okay. You have to go to work. You have to get that this monthly,
Pay your bond
the
and-
monthly salary, the bond, the kids, the house. That's so. It's a thing that everybody talks about, but nobody really does. Because we all get involved in. We all get hooked into it.
Yeah, you think you
Got to
can't
pay
get
that.
out. Yeah.
Got to have that insurance.
Yeah.
You got to have this. But COVID, especially for the musos, is like we can't have it. You know, it's like everything's gone. So
COVID has been
it teaches
for
you.
a lot of people. Yeah.
Then you realize, okay, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe
Well,
maybe
then
I
it
don't
works
need to
out
do
that
that.
somehow, if you, from that, it's like we just moved here and
carries on.
like, okay, what now?
Yeah.
If you just have, it's going to be okay.
I think it must be irresponsible.
No,
There's
exactly.
a line. There's a line, but that line is often on the conservative side, where you probably need to be more on the liberal side of that line. I reckon. Yeah, it's so true and amazing that you just came here with like no plan. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna work at Shakti Shanti. I'm gonna see what happens.
Well, lucky Maria was there
she was there to help.
to take me on. And
She was like, oh my God, now I've got an employee. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna
But she
do?
was very happy there was another girl surfer. So
Oh,
that was,
great. Okay, good.
That was a bonus.
Your biggest splurge you've ever had? You don't strike me as splurges.
Oyster box, Linky. Was it?
Oyster box.
No, just we went to Indo for a month.
Oh,
Like
right.
about 4 years ago.
Indonesia.
Yeah, our friends have got a surf resort there.
Wow.
Our friends from Hermanus, Bilal Beach.
Okay.
And we took him out of school for a month.
Wow.
He was in about grade 9.
Ooh, not very responsible taking your child out of school.
Yeah, we were already here, so we'd like enough
right,
responsibility.
okay.
And we went and stayed with our friends. They were building their surf resort, and we stayed in their little tool shed on a tropical island for a month. And
but you guys strike me as not very materialistic. It's like you prefer the journeys, the travel, the life experiences as opposed to things.
Yeah.
Like you have a boat. You know what I mean?
No.
We've got an optimist.
Oh, a little optimist. Oh, I like that. And do the dab chicks and the optimists and the. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
And for those of you who remember going out to Red House.
I was at Red House.
I was also there on Sundays. And we used to go the laser.
So much fun.
Yeah. You got that. We found out what all those boats were called. They were. I can't remember who we had on the show. We were talking about that.
Linda Giles.
Alan Stratton.
Yeah.
He was the Commodore. From the Algo Yacht Club, and it was the optimists, the lasers, the mirrors, the dab chicks, dab chick, the flat one. Yes. Well, it's so classic.
The kids also sail in the Crom River, but there's so many sandbanks now.
Oh man, okay.
So into sandbanks.
Keels always.
Yeah, no, it's
he's got to fix the keel again.
Especially in Oppie, you know how the sail goes around like that. Oh.
And it's like a tub. It's basically like a tub, and you're just gonna go.
I had many tearful moments.
Oh my word! No, but I love that. So I mean, like I said, your big splurges are going to be on life experiences.
Yeah, really. We've taken Shane Mackay. We've taken him out of school such a lot when he was young. I think even in grade 1 or something, we came here. We were living in Hermanus, and somehow we just didn't go back. And this teacher actually phoned us and said, "Are you coming back?"
You coming? Like, oh dear, we're not so responsible parents. Oh dear.
So, and he's fun, he's a happy kid.
He's
doing fun, you know.
As a mother, you've got those instincts, when it feels right and when it doesn't feel right.
Listen, shame, it stressed him out a little bit, but generally, he's also he's been snow skiing, he's been to Indonesia, he's been to India.
Yeah.
He's traveled. Hopefully, we've got the little travel bug.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. Because as a child, those things get instilled into you. You don't even realize it.
It's true.
Okay, so your most adventurous or spontaneous thing you've ever done in your life? Spontaneous?
What did we do when we were traveling? Did we just get up and go somewhere?
Oh, we did a lot of that.
We did a lot of that.
So you've done that a lot.
We just drive into Lance would go. He'd look on his little map that he had, but someone had told him this is a surf spot in like Morocco. There's a surf spot here, and we drive, and you'd end up like on a cliff. And you'd have to go down this thing, and there'd be like a bunch of camels.
And the rain washed the whole road.
And then we just drive.
Just go. You have a tent or
same thing
sleep
in
the car.
Baja. You're in Mexico.
Combi trip.
Yeah, Lance would say there's a surf break at the end of that.
The one place, we got
those days you didn't have GPS, you didn't have cell phones, you didn't have anything. You just had an old map and someone had told you about a secret surf spot and you just started driving.
Some other surfer.
Jeez, like.
So
that's especially at that time with no GPS, that's hectic.
And those days, and they were just.
It's brave, man.
Free camp everywhere.
It's brave.
We used to just take off into the middle of nowhere sometimes. That was crazy.
And surf, like, if I think of the crazy places I surfed, just the two of us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that now.
Dangerous now.
Or just the middle of nowhere. But you're in your 20s and you're just like,
oh my word. Okay, so the hardest that you've ever worked?
Hardest that we ever worked.
I think I was working in a restaurant in London over Christmas, and they used to do
not the slug and lettuce or one of those.
No, it was down Mexico way, and they had office parties, and you'd have these
man
just off, and they'd have two sittings. You'd be in it in at 7, out at 9, in at 9, out at 11. And you just, as a waitress, you were just going. And I remember I had to put all these Christmas packs onto the table. And I bent down and I picked up a whole armful. And I looked up into a mirror and I looked at myself and I was like, if you can get through tonight, you can get through anything. I remember saying that to myself. Yeah. Because there was just so much to do in so little time, and I often say that to myself, you know. And I remember that moment of looking in my eyes and going, "You can get through tonight. Yeah, you can. You'll be able to deal with anything."
That is classic. It's true. You have those moments where you just think, "What am I doing?
How's I'm never going to get through this."
But it's good grounding for this.
Exactly.
It's like nothing you can't face now. Fantastic.
And I do every now and then have to say that to myself,
Okay, your most embarrassing story about your childhood.
Your childhood story.
Or anywhere, actually, anytime. Where you start doing anything like, oh, crap.
Crumbs.
Nothing. No, we can pass. You can pass if you can't remember.
I can't really remember anything. Maybe we don't get embarrassed.
You don't get embarrassed much. No, there's no embarrassing moments.
I probably embarrass him more.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
he embarrasses himself.
Do you guys read? I mean, is it reading?
Yeah.
So much.
What's
Especially
your favourite book or an author or a book?
Oh,
something that's made a lasting impression on you.
What is that Richard Bach one?
It's Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Yeah, but he wrote another one.
No Such Places Far Away.
Yeah, what is that?
Wow, that's a tricky one.
I love Bill Bryson.
He's funny. Yes.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yes.
I love those kind of things where he tells you about. There's one where he tells us about where everything comes from, like your knife and fork and your.
Yes, he's brilliant, isn't he?
It's called At Home, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, some good books.
We read so many books when we were living on a beach. But that one book about soulmates by Richard Bach, the guy who wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Okay, is it called Soulmates?
It's all about soulmates.
Somebody can tag it. Somebody will know. I remember. Put in what's the title of the book? Jonathan Seagull. About soulmates.
Maybe that was like I read that before I met Lance.
Yeah.
And maybe that gave me the idea of what a soulmate is.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Well, you seem to have found. I mean, you guys have. Whenever I see you, always together. We spend a lot of time together.
We always say there's no point. I say there's no point in putting up with all his stuff.
Yeah.
It's like living with. Exactly.
Yes.
If we're not going to have fun together.
Exactly.
And so, often I'll say that we need to have fun.
Yeah. We do.
And this is quite a fun business. You can get tired.
Yes.
But as long as you got to make it fun.
Yes.
You're right. It's quite. And we often say to each other we're tired, but it's actually quite a lot of fun. We meet really nice people, new people. There's music, and people are happy. We're making people happy.
It's true.
It's very kind of. And
people have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and even my kitchen staff, they're all Jehovah's Witnesses, and so it's quite a spiritual thing of service. So it's not just about making money. We all kind of feel, we're giving something. We're creating a warmth.
Yes.
And I often say to my staff as well, people will come here if we're happy.
Yeah.
Because they can feel happiness.
Yeah.
Whereas
so
we need to be happy. We can't we can't be upset with each other.
No, for sure.
We've got to somehow be
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because people feel it when they walk into a place. You can feel.
Yeah. No, you get a vibe.
You get a vibe.
You get a vibe.
Yeah, and people do say when they come to the brewery, it's a happy place.
It is.
So most of the time.
It is. But I see a very strong bond with you two, and it's amazing. And I'm sure that the guys can see it as well. I mean, when you work together, you travel together, to get on top of each other all the time. To have this kind of relationship where you're not killing each other is a success.
I resign often.
Oh, do you resign?
I resign often, and he fires me quite often.
You're fired.
But I always tell my kid, you can have a big fight, but then let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
And we'll just go now,
So is that the theory as well? You don't hold grudges. Tomorrow it's back.
But I do think because we travelled for 7 years, we had a lot of fun.
It's a good.
Like I often think of our fun bank. Our fun bank is full.
Full, yeah.
You know,
So
when
you need
he really irritates me, you know, then I can think back about.
So you need a fun
We've
bank.
had a lot of fun together, so you can, you can put up with the.
Okay, your guilty pleasure.
Tequila.
Oh,
That's a good one.
yeah, no, it's gonna be a guilty pleasure. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put that.
Oh God. Oh, yeah.
My word. Anything on your bucket list that you still want to do?
Ooh, where we want to go?
Gosh, where do we want to go?
And you see, you immediately think of travel.
Yeah.
It's like not stuff, it's travel.
I'd love to snowboard again.
We've never been
just
to
before
South
I get
America.
too old.
Oh, snowboard.
Skiing is- I've
Chile.
done
I wouldn't
skiing
want
as-
to go to Chile.
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 We
snowboard,
hosted them here
surfing.
with the World Cup. Chile, Viva Chile.
Yeah.
We were there. It was quite cool.
Yeah, is it?
But it must be an interesting country.
Yeah, we've met a few really nice people from there.
Oh, really? Okay. Because
And
of
never-
course people come in here all the
yeah,
time.
Never been down and never been there, and
Okay.
it looks great.
Any Jeffries
Good,
stay in Chile?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a long way to. How do you find a flight there? But anyway, I'm sure
Okay.
things will change.
Well,
No, you'll get it. You'll,
Yeah.
get it. You'll do it
Yeah.
on the spur of the moment. I can see at some
Yeah.
stage. Oh, we go to Chile
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll book flights.
Mackay, our son, finishes school at the end of next year.
Okay.
So we
Out the nest.
well, yeah, you never know. But
Then,
anyway,
you know,
yeah.
yes. And then you
we
two
always-
get
then
a-
you don't get, then you're not bogged down by school and school
Yes,
holidays.
yes,
Because
yes,
we
yeah.
work in the school holidays,
course.
so we can't go away. And then he's got school and
Yeah,
school.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think once he's finished school, we'll be a lot.
Be hitting the travel bag again.
Yeah,
And he'll be here running the
Yeah.
pub. Giving all his friends free beers.
Yeah.
You can see how that's going to go down the
That's-
toilet.
No.
I often come here and my tabs like.
Yeah.
No, but he's
What's
only
going
17. He's not allowed to drink.
Oh, yeah, what else? I've got a 17-year-old as well.
Yeah. What about when we were 17?
Yeah, no, exactly. Okay, I love this question. The first album that from both of you, I want to hear the first album you ever bought. First record.
The Clash, I think.
The
was-
Clash?
Yeah, Clash.
Should I stay
Love
or
the
should I
Clash.
go?
Yeah, I love the Loved it. I played it around in my little Beetle with the tape in there.
Oh, really? The tapes?
Yeah, it was
Tapes
a tape,
in there.
yeah.
Was it a cassette that you bought there? as well?
Yeah, it was cassette. So it wasn't really an album. Actually, probably the first album would be the band.
The
Rock,
band?
Rock
Oh,
with the
really?
Ages. Yeah,
That's
Rock with the Ages.
Bob Dylan's bunch.
But
Wasn't
it
it
was
the-
Robbie.
Robbie Robertson.
Robbie
Dr.
Robertson,
John.
Levi.
Okay.
Yeah, but they played with Dylan a lot.
Yeah. That's where I knew the band from.
Yeah.
The
They
band.
played-
Gary's a lovely he's a band. He's a
Yeah.
Dylan. He's a big
Okay.
Dylan
Levi.
fan. And you, Lynx?
I think it was the Flashdance album.
Flashdance. What a feeling!
Yeah.
But she was running so fast. She goes. They had that scene where she was running like on the spot, where she was like. It was supposed to be like really fast, like Manfon style.
Okay. Yeah.
like
But we watched the movie. It was
You watched the movie?
teenagers, and it was like,
Yes.
and
That's the winner. That was one. You're showing your age now.
gosh.
Yeah. Flashdance was just there at Footloose time.
Yeah.
As well,
all
yeah.
that kind of
Yeah,
dancing.
Everybody watched Footloose like 6 times as
Yeah.
well.
Who was that? What's his name?
Irene Cara was the
Is
the
that-
singer.
But who was that guy that everybody was?
Golly.
Oh, in
And the
Kenny
dancer guy,
Loggins.
the dancer guy.
No,
Oh, the dance Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
No, but he wasn't in Flashdance.
No, but he was part of
He
that
was-
whole.
There was that vibe. There was that
Kind
other
of-
dance. What was his? What was the Flash? What was
was
the
his,
Patrick Swayze one? It was
Dirty
Dirty Dancing. Dirty
That was all,
Dancing,
and
says
Olivia
Gary.
Newton-John and all
Yes.
those.
Well,
that,
Grease started it off. You know,
yes,
everybody
yeah.
watched Grease 50 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
So on.
I wasn't allowed to because it was
yeah.
age restricted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Flashdance.
No,
Oh, Footloose.
yeah, the Grease.
Grease was age restricted. I
It
didn't
was
know
when
that.
it first came out.
Oh, maybe they
was like
cut it, maybe they-
16 or something.
Oh my word.
Yeah, no, she's.
Maybe they cut out all the dodgy parts because we used to have it on the projectors.
The senses where it was.
Clarendon
I'm
Park.
In the Scout Hall, you
Yes.
used to go and watch it.
Yes.
Do you remember?
The Scout
They used to
Hall.
have those little dances in the Scout Hall.
Yes,
Those
I
were
do remember
fun,
that. Yeah.
those were fun.
Dances, and they used to have movies on the
Yeah.
weekend as well. You used to go to the movies there. And they used to
Yeah.
hire the projector from
Yeah.
someone.
And you all sat
they used to
down.
break in the middle, and then they used to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a classic. Yeah. All right. With talent that you have that people might be surprised to hear about. You do anything else? Like little talent that you got? You wave something around at night time or something.
What else is my talent? Goodness.
I do lose my cool, and my staff do know, but
Yeah.
a lot of people think I'm very mellow and laid back.
Yes, yes, you come across
But
as mellow.
I can be very.
You can lose it, eh?
Yeah, my staff will tell you that.
Okay.
I can really lose
And
it.
your sister, I bet your sister knows Francie from Cape Town.
Yeah.
Just please
I
put a
know,
tag on there, yes.
And you're very good at connecting people.
Oh, you're good at, is she a connector?
Yeah.
I'm the link, the missing
You're
link.
Great.
the linky linker.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're surfing. You must be a good surfer as well.
Yeah.
But people would expect that from you.
Yeah.
So it's something that you don't expect.
I used to be
Like,
better
can you
surfer.
play the piano accordion
That's going to do really well.
or the mouth organ?
I absorb information very well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a very fast reader.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing.
You're a listener.
Is that a talent?
Like, will you remember? Like, oh, remember that guy? He said that.
Those
And then,
places like that we travelled to. That like,
okay.
we
Yeah.
camped in like Playa Pesqueira.
Where?
And that was Portugal in 1992. How do you
remember
remember that?
That's how I find my way to all the good surf spots. Like at a bar, some guy tells you about this surf spot, and I was like,
That's good.
map.
Okay. Write it down. Write it down.
Yeah, that's always the
Excellent.
best spots.
Okay. Insider knowledge in your line of work. Yeah. That people wouldn't know about. Something like an insider thing. So
That.
maybe.
What do you mean?
Like only people in your line of work would know. So running a pub, like a difficulty that you would have that people wouldn't know about. Brewing beer, yeah. You don't bring beer. If you brew beer, what's this? A trade secret.
Trade secret.
Give us a secret.
With me.
Or running the restaurant, like. Or misconception.
Let me think.
Sure.
Just I suppose very important to make sure your equipment is clean, your taps,
Okay.
the lines, everything,
Must
because
be super clean.
beer, otherwise the beer won't taste good.
Okay.
Yeah. Super clean and super cold. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the things I think about. I think about that a lot.
And,
Okay.
I'm very fussy about that.
yeah.
Okay. But OCD. Are you a little bit OCD? Or?
Yeah, a little
You
bit
see,
of
it's
that side,
surfaces
yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like surfaces.
Oh, really?
He's putting stuff in the cupboard. I'm like, where's my what?
Yeah.
It's in the cupboard.
Keep them clean.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you'll go to a pub and they'll pour you a draft, and it's the beer's been sitting in this warm line for like the whole night, and then
So you got to get rid of that first bit.
Yeah, yeah, and beer's it goes off. It's not indestructible.
Yeah,
It's like yogurt basically. It's not too different to it.
It keeps.
It's-
Does it
yeah.
keep on brewing?
So it keeps going. Yeah, in some places,
alive.
if you're not careful with that, you can
Okay.
have
You
some
can poison somebody.
strange tasting beer. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then
And what's the taste you have
It
to
was-
watch out for when you
yeah.
taste something in beer?
so
Then?
weird, like
Sour taste.
sour.
Sour.
It's actually what gave the craft beer had struggled with that for a while because the guys weren't careful enough about that,
Okay.
and there wasn't enough. Yeah, so yeah,
Sour.
but it's
there's a
been
bit of
sorted
sour.
out now. I think.
Then you know
Yeah.
that's the end of that
Yeah.
beer. Okay.
Also, how long it takes to make beer, and how difficult it is to make beer.
Yeah.
Winemakers, easy,
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Oh, you're
Oh,
going to get
really?
into trouble with the wine
It's
maker.
easy to do winemaking,
Oh,
we had
yeah.
Michael White on a little
Yeah.
while ago. He's going to
Easy.
disagree
Yeah.
with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got it's basically fruit juice. They just chuck some yeast in. What can go wrong? You know. Yeah, you work really hard to get the sugars out of the barley.
Is it
There's
out the
about
barley?
1,000 different yeasts you can use.
Yeah.
It's much more difficult.
So it's much more difficult to make beer than wine, you reckon? We'll find out from our wine lovers what goes on there. Oh my word. Okay, so the last situation here where something weird went down.
On the first night that we opened, on the 5th of December, like, so we had the community, all our friends and everything, to do a launch.
Yeah.
We had load shedding. All the electricity went off 3 times. We didn't have a generator. Everything was, the tills, the waitresses, everything was new. It was the first night.
So
It was
load shedding got you.
and the lights would go out, and of course we couldn't give anybody their bill. And I mean, luckily we knew everybody.
Yes.
It was,
Oh, my
and I went
soul,
home
what
and
a
I
start.
sat in the bath and I said, Lance, I'm not going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
I just
I
can't.
just
It was
can't
the first
do
day.
it.
I was like, I can't. And he says, don't worry, dear, it's going to get better.
It can only get better. And it has in the
It's
end.
definitely got, it's definitely got
Oh,
better,
my
you
soul,
know.
that is just so hectic.
Yeah, it's really,
What are you looking forward to in the coming months?
well, we don't really look forward to Christmas.
Very busy.
So it's like you're looking forward to getting a bit of money to put
It
away
always helps to
for the
get
quiet
cash,
months.
Yeah.
But
Nice, smooth. Hopefully everything goes smoothly,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
fun and busy.
I see you've got a whole lot of beer that's just coming
Got a
here.
lot of
It's like
beer,
a
yeah.
whole bunch of
Yeah.
beer.
Make sure everything's.
So that's fantastic, ready to sell for the season before he makes the lockdown on the 4th of December.
Yeah, imagine.
No, I
Wow.
don't think so.
I don't
We've
know.
got 200
No,
kegs stashed, so we should be fine.
Yeah.
What's the question that people ask you all the time about this place?
How long have you been here?
Yeah.
Suppose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes the PE people a long time
To figure out.
to discover anything. Yeah.
I'd say 10 years. Is it 10 years yet?
Yeah.
Is it 10?
It's funny. Yeah.
Some
Oh, we
of
have
them are
lots of
like-
Cape Town Joburg.
Yes.
I know the
PE
Cape Town
people.
Joe. They all know Pretoria. Everyone knows the PE people.
I think because they've been coming here for so long, they do the same thing.
Yes.
You know, they got their little
No,
thing,
shit.
you know. And then you get a PE person 8 years later. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this
Have you,
is
how
great.
long have you been
This
here?
is
This is
great.
lovely. How long have you been? Oh, bugger off. Classic. And so, something that you'll never do again.
Wow.
Big festivals. We don't like big festivals.
Big festivals.
Well, doing beer at big festivals.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
dragging all
We-
your gear
Oh,
to a
man.
place.
We
no.
did that at big
Not gonna
festival.
be like a-
all the taps, and it's just
Oh, no.
Come here if you want to
Chaos.
drink on
Yeah, okay. I'm going to come to your place. Don't ask me to come to your festival.
chaos.
Okay. A challenging thing that you're working through at the moment. Are there any challenges that you're doing? Like what are the challenges now?
No, it's just really just gearing everything
Yeah,
up.
actually getting ready for-
all the equipment, and
Yeah.
with load shedding we've had to
Stock.
Yeah, load shedding. We had to replace our electric fryer with gas fryers, and you got to just you got to spend money. There's a lot of money always having
So
to
gas
spend.
fryers now. Ovens?
Fridges,
How do you work the ovens? I
all
don't
that.
know.
You don't,
No, it's
yeah.
got
So that's why we do a lot on the
three-phase.
grill,
Okay.
Yeah,
because you
lot
can
of
do
grill,
that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just preparing
So you got
Very-
to.
for season, like getting glasses, cutlery.
Okay. I see aprons are coming in.
Yeah,
You've
just,
got like all the new stock.
Yeah.
The shirts are all very cool. So you come and buy your shirts here. It's got the
Christmas
cool
presents.
logo on it. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then have you ever been in a car accident?
Yes,
Oh.
Lance, we were driving together,
Yeah.
and of course I was in the back
Yes.
with the surfboard.
And it obviously wasn't your fault.
No,
Because
he
that's
was
why
in
you
the
said
front.
yes.
in a Beetle.
In a Beetle, so
Beetle.
surfboard's on the front seat, which is down, so
Yes.
the surfboard's there.
In the
I'm
Baja
behind,
bag.
Yeah, he's in the front, and there's a case of empty quarts in the little boot,
Awesome.
and someone pulls. It was
Pulled
in
out in the
Rondebosch,
traffic, yeah.
and he crashed straight into them, and this case of empty quarts came past me like this and smashed right through the window.
Oh my soul.
I mean, that was
a case of quartz.
a case of
Yeah.
empty cords.
Not
just
even
came
dumpies.
flying. You know, in those days, you always
Yes.
got your cords
Yeah.
and you filled them up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That
I
was
remember
awesome.
that so clearly
Oh,
because neither of
man.
us were hurt. But
But there's just glass
and
everywhere.
that bumper of the Beetle didn't hardly bend.
Yeah,
Really,
One
yeah.
of those old stainless steel,
Yeah.
as solid as a rock.
Some the jab trap that we
Clouds
crashed
straight
into,
Yeah. Oh really? Yeah.
and the windscreen
Oh,
from
my
the bottles,
soul.
and we were
But
like,
and that windscreen in the Beetle is very flat.
Yeah.
With a little windscreen wipers.
Yeah.
Imagine that. That must have been you must
Yeah, it
have
was
crapped
crash.
yourself.
It's the bottles
yeah,
coming
we
out.
just like,
Oh no, geez.
Otherwise, we were perfectly safe.
oh, we were.
So that was your fault, you
Yeah.
bastard.
No, yeah, the guy pulled in front of you.
Yeah.
He just couldn't
No.
stop fast enough. I don't think he
Yeah.
had brakes on that thing.
Yeah, the brakes
Yes,
worked
right.
that well.
Okay, so last one out of this little bit here is the example of a mistake or a failure that you've had that you experienced, and what did you learn from it? Any mistakes that you've made doing the business?
Business, let me think. Mistake or failure. Lots of them actually.
Running a business like this, I mean, you end up. I mean, you end up trial and error. But I mean, it's been a big one. You're like, oh crap, I'll never do that again.
Yes, yeah.
And why did I even do that?
When we were traveling, we like someone who talks too fast and promises you too much.
Oh.
And afterwards, you always go,
I should have seen that.
Yeah, and we had a couple of those. Someone who wanted to get us a sneaky visa because we were overstaying our welcome, or selling us drugs, or you know what I mean. When you're in Morocco, and afterwards you go, even here, and even in conservation, like these people, and you like your instincts tell you, oh, this sounds too good to be true. But of course, sometimes you're desperate and you need that little visa or that,
So that time when if somebody talks too fast.
Yeah, they talk, and they don't answer your questions, we, being like, who we are, we're polite and we don't say, like, Dude, go for it. And then we've had a couple of those kind of people, and I've said that to Makai as well.
Good advice.
So, like, if that person's just listen to your instincts. Because that person's going to turn out to take your money and not come back. We had that in the business in Cape Town, the Cape Wildflowers. Someone promised us, and in the end he owed us a lot of money, and he said, no, I'm going to pay you. Got this big thing, and we'd supplied him.
Comes around,
and underneath we knew it, but it's like, it's a big order.
Wow, it's a cool order.
But it all turned out all right.
Oh, good.
That's
that's
it.
Because you
because
you didn't get
he
his
stole
money,
that money from us, but
and
you
needed to get here because
Exactly,
to try and make a new start. So that worked.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's time now for the either ors. Either ors we're going to do. E-ors, the E-ors. All right. Would you like either 80s and before or 90s onwards music?
80s and before.
You reckon?
Yeah.
And you? Links?
I love reggae.
You like 90s?
I love reggae.
Reggae is like 70s. That's like 70s and 80s.
But there's new reggae.
No, there is new reggae as well, I suppose. I don't, it didn't stop in the 70s, but it makes one think of Marley, I suppose.
Lucky Dube.
Lucky Dube.
Is he the 80s or the 90s?
He was 80s.
Okay,
he was
then
80s.
the 80s.
Okay, 80s and before. Would you rather either too warm or too cold?
Too warm, definitely.
Oh, right, you prefer warm.
Do not like the cold.
Don't like the cold.
I'll stick to probably the same.
Same as well. Okay. Will you surround yourself with good people or smart people?
No, Lance. Definitely smart people.
I like
sometimes
smart people.
I'd rather stay home and read a book.
All right.
Podcast.
Good people that are doof or smart people that are not good.
I like good people. He likes smart people.
Okay, that's good. I like it when you separate them. It's good. Okay, talking or listening?
I like to listen.
Yeah, you want to listen. There we go.
How much already?
Yeah, but you both are. I think.
We like.
I like to listen, but in my job I end up talking.
Yes.
But when I go home, I'm quite quiet.
You're quiet as well.
I like to take the dog for very long solo walks.
Like that. Okay, Beatles or Stones?
Stones.
Oh, Beatles, definitely.
Okay. Bad boy, good girl.
My parents listened to the Beatles. They didn't listen to the Stones.
It's very, very good. How compliant of you that you listen to your parents even now.
They played it so much, I knew all the words.
They did. And you're the Stones. There's a bad boy.
Your parents also listen to ABBA.
Oh, right. Okay, you're not an ABBA fan. You're not an ABBA fan, are you? I love ABBA. I think they're wonderful. Okay, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs, both of you. Okay, that's good. It's good. Most important in a partner. It's a good one for both of you. Most important in a partner: intelligent or funny. You can only choose one.
You can only choose one.
So if you had to settle with a partner, would it be the intelligent one but very unfunny, or would it be funny but doof?
tricky one. I'll go for intelligent.
All right. You'll have to go for funny.
I'll have to go for
everybody the door funny. Ah.
I'll have to go for intelligent.
Okay. All right. Save or spend?
He's a spender.
Okay.
I'm more of a saver.
Okay. Oh, that's good to have.
Yeah, no,
You're the handbrake. There we go with that.
Definitely.
He's like, "Ooh, I've got to go this. Got to with 6
Like,
more
you got to spend
barrels.
money to make money, baby.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You got to spend money to make money." It's like I would do my one of my characters. I do that because he's got my show that I do Monday nights at the stadium. We 45,000 people at Halls. We had four people. Lost 150 grand. But no, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. You got to spend money to make money. You know. We're going to double our profits, double our numbers next week. We're going to have 8 people. All right. Forest or beach?
Oh, beach.
Yeah.
I think for both of you it's going to be beach.
Yeah.
You know, it never left a bad taste in your mouth after breaking your neck on the beach. Forest might be a better plan. Just don't climb any trees, Lance. Touch or taste?
Touch, baby.
Touch or taste?
Oh. It's hard now because...
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's hard now because you're touching him.
He loves his food.
I do love my food though. Taste, I go
Taste. You're going to go taste. And you're a touch. Nice, I like that. Alone or in a crowd?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Both fun, really. I don't mind a bit of alone time.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I need a bit to balance things out,
Yeah, you always need to balance.
Maybe because what we do,
yes,
like alone, is kind of a balance to what we do. So you would go for it.
And you spend a lot of time together, but you were meeting new people all along the way, I suppose. Yeah. Forgiveness or vengeance?
More
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness as well.
It's stressful.
Excellent. Freedom or security?
Oh, freedom.
Freedom out there. Don't worry about the security. Out. Excellent. Okay, so we got the final questions now. The would you rathers.
Okay.
Would you rather be extremely smart or extremely lucky?
Oh, sure.
Lucky.
Lucky.
We make you lucky if you're smart.
Yeah.
It sounds like less stress to just be lucky.
Exactly.
So you don't have to be smart and like stressful. Yeah. I get it. Okay, would you rather be wealthy doing something you hate or poor being something you love?
Well, that too. You can
see. Like, you know, I always go back to this thing with Bart from Blue Waters. Bart says people always ask him, how's the business going? And you're saying, it's going.
It's going.
It's going.
Yeah.
You're making enough to live off,
But
and
that's the thing. If you can
it's up and down and up and down, and that's just the way it is. If you stop working on it, everything disappears.
Exactly.
So I get that. I totally get it.
All
right. Would you rather be born in the future or the past?
Oh, that's a tricky one.
You know, it's all the same, really. It's just a different context.
Depends when in the past.
Well, it's a context. Everything's always the same. You have good days, bad days.
Yeah, no, you do. But if you'd been born in like 1900, let's say.
Well, the surf is a lot less crowded in the past. So maybe we'll take 40 years.
But you'd have to surf in your big dress.
You too.
That wouldn't allow you on the beaches.
That's true.
With showing your ankles. My God. All right. Would you rather save your mom from a burning building or 10 babies?
How can you ask us a question like that?
Easy. Gary puts them down.
My mother would tell me to save the babies.
Save the babies, your mother would say. Just save the babies.
I would always listen to my mother.
What would your mother say? Save me, you bastard.
Probably the same. My mom is no longer alive, but she would probably say, save the babies.
Well, if she's no longer alive, then it doesn't matter. Yo, Lance, you wouldn't save her mother.
He does love you.
Mrs. Mac, she does. She's fine.
She's lovely.
Would you rather be constantly tired no matter how much you sleep or constantly hungry no matter how much you eat?
I'd rather be hungry than tired.
Oh, really?
I'd rather be hungry than tired.
So you are right.
I hate being tired.
You're going to be the size of a bus in the end. Okay. Would you rather be 4 foot tall or 8 foot tall?
Oh,
you got to choose one or the other.
Yeah.
I think 4 foot easier for surfing.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 foot.
All right. Get in that barrel, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smaller waves.
Smaller.
Smaller.
All right. The 8 foot guy's gonna have a hard time.
Yeah,
He's gonna have to have a big board. Would you rather be an ugly genius or a hot moron?
Oh my goodness. Genius. Oh, that's.
Come on, Lance.
No.
Ugly genius
We'll
or
have
hot
to.
moron?
Terrible.
No, moron. You get all the millions of women. You know, but then Linky will be on your case. So.
It's tricky. Stick to the genius thing.
Okay, be the ugly
Yeah.
genius. Be easier for your life as you go
Yeah,
forward.
I think so.
Okay, would you rather be a hot moron? than
Yeah,
Linky?
probably. Sounds
Yeah, hot
easier.
moron.
Sounds more
Hello.
Lucky you're not.
Lucky or not, there we go.
Even though you're a moron.
Yeah, there we
Who
go. It
cares?
doesn't matter.
You wouldn't even know.
Doesn't matter. You'd be having
You'd
enough
just be lucky
money
or not.
because you're lucky enough to find some food every day, and off you go.
Someone would feed you if you were lucky and hot.
Exactly. Oh man. Okay. Would you rather lose your hands or lose your tongue? Final one.
Oh, goodness, that's tricky.
I think
Tongue, I
lose
think.
my tongue, yeah.
You lose your tongue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You need your hands,
Yeah.
especially for paddling.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, that would be
Jeez,
really
hey,
good.
that's just some tricky ones there.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, but thank you so guys. There's so much for
Well, that
coming on.
was so much fun.
It's great fun. It's been great fun. And you know, there's one more question that I always ask
Oh, yeah?
my guests before we stop, and that is your either your most embarrassing moment or your something when things have gone completely wrong at the brewery here, perhaps, or at a gig or something. I think you and then your proudest moment. Your proudest moment.
Okay, well, I know the worst moment recently was when, before the World Cup
Yes.
rugby,
Oh.
and our
couldn't
TV,
get the
we had,
TVs
this was
working properly.
packed,
Oh.
and we couldn't get the DSTV working. And this
Yeah.
place, we've got 4 TVs, and they wouldn't work.
Yeah, that
And it was like
so
seriously
pressure.
10 minutes.
Oh no.
And I just remember thinking,
know.
and I just thought to myself, well,
What are we
I've
gonna
done
do?
everything to get us to this
know.
point.
But-
There's
and-
nothing I can
It's
do.
It's
Yeah.
like live streaming.
It's
I was
just,
just fiddling with the
Yeah.
decoders and eventually it came right.
it's really,
Wow. Stress.
Just in
like
time.
stress.
well, I just
Ja,
gave
waar is
I
die
just-
rugby? Hoorie. Waar is die
I know people were like,
rugby?
we're going. People were getting up and trying to go out, and
no
they
way.
booked their tables, and everyone
World
else had been
Cup.
drinking.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, that's so hectic.
I just
I
was
know.
like, okay, well, there's absolutely, I just
Yeah.
like this nothing. I gave up right there. I was like,
No,
there's nothing I can do. And then Lance fixed it. I don't know, he
somehow
just like,
something I fiddled
Genius.
and carried on.
You know, we just needed a bit of luck.
Yeah.
If you'd just
Just
been
need-
lucky,
yeah.
if you'd just been more lucky, Linky, it would have been fine.
Oh, gosh, it was.
And then your proudest moment, other than your birth of your son, because that was, you know, that's just too boring.
yeah.
Our son, he recently became the
We
under
were not
18.
allowed to
Oh, we're not
say
say
about
that.
it.
No,
Oh,
no, we
good.
can if he's
Okay.
done something. That's
Yes.
it.
Under 18 world, not world champion, South African champion.
Well, for
longboarding.
you, it's the world champion,
Yeah.
South African champion.
In
What?
longboarding, yeah.
Longboarding
That was-
champ.
Yeah.
Oh my soul!
Yeah, he's done well. It's now,
That
and he
was
was the
very
captain
good.
of the EPT.
Fruit of your loins,
Yeah.
eh?
But he
Has
had,
become.
to come, he had to come to us and say, because we were like, no, surfing, just relax,
Yeah.
enjoy it. It's like and he actually went to my auntie or something and said, I really want to compete.
Yeah.
And my parents will not take me seriously. And so my auntie sat me down and said, now listen here, you've got to take your son.
Is this Francie?
No, it was my auntie.
Oh,
my-
your
my
auntie.
auntie,
Auntie
who was
Meryl.
like 75.
Oh wow!
And so she said, and we were like, yeah, but surfing's like a relaxing. No, your child wants it. And so we, okay,
Your child
right,
wants to do it.
okay,
It's like hippies,
okay.
Let's do it.
Got
Okay.
involved in the surf competitions.
Yeah.
And he did so well.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah, so
Good
very
news.
proud of him.
I love that. I love it, and I hope you guys are going to have a fantastic season.
Yay.
We're gonna. I'm going to be here.
You'll
I'm
be here.
sure I'll
Are
be
you
here.
coming?
I'm going to come and do a show here
do
for
a show.
sure,
Yeah,
and we're
we've
going to
got
make a
some
date.
fabulous bands.
We'll make a
Yeah,
date before we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
And thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
Wow.
Right, and it's
been
time for the
fun.
competition. We're going to do a competition
Oh,
now.
okay.
All right, ladies and and gentlemen, it is time for the competition. Thank you so much to Linky and Lance. It was absolutely fantastic chatting to them all the way out there in St Francis. And working together with your spouse can sometimes be difficult for most people, but it seems that they're still very much in love, and which I can, I love that. I love that about the interview, is that the companionship was still there as well. They work as a team and they travel together and they dream together. I love it. Absolutely love it. Little bits of the Eastern Cape that we can all learn from and love. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in Gino's Spot. We've got the competition right now. I'm going to move over to the drum cam. Thank you to our sponsors, Fitch and Leeds, and to Spa, and to Amibia, our internet, of course, and look at this, and Grace from Fat Cats brought this around as well, which is fantastic. We're going to dig into that now. We're going to have a little feast as well. All right, so we're heading over to the drum cam. You know the story. The first one to get the name of the title of the song and the artist wins the case of Fitch and Leeds. We will get you your Fitch and Leeds. Yes, I'm going to switch over to the drum cam right now. Here we go. All right, I'm in. All right, and we're going to be getting the Fitch and Leeds. We've about 3 weeks or so. We've got to get them all together, and we'll send you all your Fitch and Leeds. I know I've been a bit slack the last 2 weeks, but we're going to get all those winners in this week. So be on the lookout if you are a winner for your Fitch and Leeds. All right, so this is the one. Let's go.
Everybody had a vision across the USA. Everybody be singing like California. See them wearing their bags, Warachi sandals too, bushy blonde hair, serving USA. I got to that two county lines, Santa Cruz and
Well, you see, we got a winner. Okay, Mr. Winner, you are that person. And if nothing comes up here, then there's nobody. And we will see. So send me a message. Send me a message in Facebook or on YouTube, and we'll get your details. Indeed. Thank you so much for watching Gino's Spot tonight. Thank you to Linky and Lance for coming in, or not for coming in, for giving us their time in St Francis. We love the beer. We're going to do a beer tasting sometime as well. The whiskey tasting as well, also coming. So thank you to Spa. Thank you to Fitch and Leeds. Thank you to Amobio as well for the internet, and thank you to Grace for the lovely food. We'll see you next week, indeed, on Tuesday, where we have Craig Holmes. Craig Holmes coming in 37 degrees south. We're going to check that out. Woo! And thank you for joining us.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.